Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Underrail. And on this episode, we are going to be continuing where we left off. Now, on the last episode, we managed to do the quest for Jack Quicksilver. We were his diversion, basically, and now he's gone. I left the screen to go back down to heal up and to sell. I bought a few more rounds of 7.62, as well as a little bit more of the 5mm, and I also bought something else as well. I bought the plans for the SMG, and that was all from selling the few weapons that we got off of those guys. I sold the pistols because we're not using pistols on this playthrough. We're going to use SMGs primarily, and so now I have the ability to make my own SMG. The reason I did that is because it's fairly easy to get the frames, and the barrels are fairly easy to buy if you really want one, and the barrels will decide what kind of caliber the SMG is going to be. Now, we have two already. We have a 7.62mm Jagger, which is a submachine gun, and then of course we have a 5mm Jagger, which is also a submachine gun. The reason I like the submachine guns now, because I've never tried one before this playthrough, is the AP, the actual action points, are so low. That's 10 for the 5mm and 12 for the 7.62, which is a pretty big caliber if you ask me. That does a lot of freaking damage. And now that we have more rounds for it, we can actually use this weapon sparingly. We're going to switch back and forth between the two. I'm going to use the big round, the high caliber round on the enemies that need it, especially when I use my aim shot. I'm going to use this one and then switch over to the 5mm, which is cheaper to buy the ammo, and it seems like there's more of it around. But because we have the ability to make our own, I'll be able to try different calibers out, figure out which one I like the most, but more importantly, use the rounds that we find naturally so I don't have to keep buying more. One of the other benefits is it has two slots down here, which is enhancements. I can go ahead and either find pieces or buy pieces from the shop that will enhance my weapon and make it even stronger than it was before. So because we're going through the SMG build, I absolutely want to be able to create my own. And that's exactly what we're going to do as soon as we start finding some more pieces that will allow us to do that. But I went ahead and bought that now, so I have the ability to do it. And hopefully here in the future, we'll be able to kind of, play around with that a little bit more. But for now, we're going to go ahead and finish the quest off to help Gorsky out. He wanted us to come over here. As you can see, we cleared the area out of all rat hounds. We looked around. We found some stuff on the shelves, but nothing too big. And there is a door over here, but it's locked. You can't go through it. There's not much else to be found in here, except occasionally you'll come through and the rat hounds will be back up. But for now, we're going to come over here and we're going to talk to this SGS soldier. And they're expecting you inside. And he actually opens up the door so you can get through. He was blocking it so nothing could get past. So we can talk to him again. He nods. He won't really say anything to you any further than that. But let's go in and see what's going on. I already know because this is actually a pretty cool spot coming up. But a lot of stuff over here. A lot of stuff to kind of go over. So we'll definitely try talking about a little bit of it. But I love the sound in the background. In fact, I'll stop talking for a second. Maybe you can hear like the flies buzzing. It's definitely seen better days. It has this sickening, like rotting sound of just grotesqueness. If you can get in trouble, run back here. So yeah, there definitely protects you if you do get into trouble. Gorsky, and then of course you have the SGS hacker, who doesn't quite get a name. He's kind of like the guy in Galaxy Quest that doesn't have a last name. This guy doesn't even have a name. He's just a hacker. It's always the blue wire. Well, no, it's not always the blue wire. Sure, took your time in getting here. Well, bite me. It took me a while to get here, man. There is a group of gangsters waiting for me, and then of course there was tons of rat hounds. You could have cleared those out before I got here, dude, instead of leaving it all for me. So what is this place? What's going on here exactly? What do you need me to do? Wait, I got to take care of something first. I should actually give him that one and make him wait for a little while, but he's a computer. He doesn't care if he has to wait for another 10 years before you do this quest. Although when VR comes out, that will be a very interesting, idea to make them wait and see if the programmers put anything in there. But this one, yeah, we're just going to say, what is this place? This is the GMS Compound. Used to belong to our old friends, in quotations, from Omega. They abandoned it at some point, but not before sealing it shut. Those punks. And I'll try to keep out the cuss words when we do this. So we tried to break in a number of times, but it was no use. Now the earthquake has done the work for us. What does the GMS stand for? I have no idea, but I doubt it was vital for their operation. and it was one of the first buildings they abandoned when their manpower started dwindling. Who are the Omega? They were a station we competed with for control of the Southgate area. Let's see. So what happened to Omega? I'm guessing you won. Half of them are dead now. The other are scattered over the rest of the Underrail. So yeah, we won. You killed half of them? Why? Was there no way to coexist with them? I guess it was you or them. I'm going to go with was there no way to coexist. Hey, I don't have time to teach you bloody history. Life is tough, especially here in the South. We did what we had to, or what had to be done. I'm not going to agree with that one. You guys probably could have found a way to compromise, but, each side probably wanted something the other one had, and neither side was willing to negotiate or compromise on, giving something up. And that's usually why these wars get started. But hey, you're talking to the victors. They're not going to feel sorry about it. Enough of that now. We have work to do, okay? What's going on exactly? What do you need me to do? I need you to find the way to open that door. There must be a security guard somewhere which unlocks it. Your job is to find it. You might need to get to the lower levels. The elevator is out of commission because this place is running on auxiliary power, so be resourceful. Or write them off. I'm to go down there alone? What are the rest of you going to do? That would be my first question. I'd be like, seriously, you guys are just going to stay up here and do nothing? And that's kind of exactly what he says here in a second. Well, continue trying to open the door manually. What, are you scared of a few rat hounds? Get the bloody door open, you nitty. Well, seriously, it takes 3 of you to do that? In fact, actually, it takes the hacker to actually open the door. It takes the soldier to watch his back so he doesn't get attacked by rat hound while he does that. And then it takes Gorsky to sit on his butt and do absolutely nothing. This guy is so worthless. He could be helping me out here, but instead he just wants to stand there and watch everybody else do something. So yeah, I have very little respect for that guy. But he's funny. I like him. Later on in the game, you'll get some interesting comments from that guy. But yeah, so much a butthead to send somebody who's newly, I don't even know where you're from, but somewhere where you didn't get into combat that often, and just send you out into the world and be like, yeah, just do it. So we're getting a flare here, and we're also getting a 12.7 millimeter case. Guess we'll take that. I mean, there's not really much you can do with those casings, but I always pick them up regardless. I pick up everything in this game. We get 7.62 millimeter W2C rounds. Those are actually kind of nice, and we get 4 of those. Definitely take those for those really, really hard fights that we know we're going to be going into certain enemies, whether they're mechanical or biological. We can use certain rounds for it. You got the healthy animal heart, and we got another Omega ID card. This will be the 5th out of the 10th that we're allowed to get. Hopefully they kind of space those out because I like having the ability to pick them up later in the game as well. Health hypo, yeah, definitely, please give me more of those. Can never, ever have enough health hypos. Anytime you think you have too many, give it a little while. You go into a bad fight, you'll use 5, 6, 7 of them in a row, and then you'll be like, maybe I should have some more. So, oh yeah, definitely. I did buy some more lockpicks. Not a whole lot, just a few. Now, one thing I wanted to make sure to tell you guys is the Jack Quicksilver. He had a whole bunch on him, and his were actually a little bit more expensive than the guy back home, so I would not suggest buying anything from that guy. So we've got a 5mm Hawker here, 8 to 14 mechanical damage, and a Psy Booster. Definitely take both of those. And I will sell the Psy Boosters because there's really no reason for me to keep those. And I got an Omni Tool, which is nice that they give you an Omni Tool in here just in case you didn't bring one with you. And for those of you who aren't quite sure what an Omni Tool does, all you gotta do is right click on it and then pick which one you want to do, open ventilation shaft or close the ventilation shaft. We want to open in this case, and look at the ventilation shaft up here and click on it. You'll go ahead and open it up. Now these ventilation shafts are pretty cool. It takes a couple seconds for you to open it up, as you can see, and so if there's enemies coming by or you're trying to do that in a hurry, you may not be able to open it in time before they attack. But now we're inside the ventilation system, guys. We can go through and we can check things out. As you can see right here, sometimes there's a wall that stops you from getting to the other ones, which means you may actually have to leave the ventilation shaft to get into one of those other places. And there are enemies in these things. There will be rat hounds or other stuff that you'll find inside here. So it's not exactly the safest route, but it usually is safer than going below. Also, you'll be able to look and see what's in the room before you actually open it up. And then open it up, you got to go back into the inventory, click on that, and then say open it up, and then you'll be able to open it up that way. There is a downside to leaving these things open, which you know, enemies I have noticed can tend to spawn more often in here when they're left open. That might be just a coincidence. I don't know if that's actually a thing or not, but it seems like it is. It just seems like they really do repopulate really quickly. Let's come all the way down here and see if there's anything good. Can't go through the walls, unfortunately. Can't use the thing to open up whatever those hatchways are. Let's actually look down here and see if there's anything good. Nope, that's just the ventilation shaft right there in front of them. Nothing fantastic about it. See if we can find out where those noises are coming from. The rat hound noises, the howls. Anytime you hear that, you will be able to know that there are rat hounds near and probably getting ready to pounce very soon. So yeah, they definitely give you little, you know, warning signs. You know, like a coyote. You know, the coyote makes a noise, howls in the middle of the night. No, we can't go that way. So let's just go ahead and open up this one, and we will go back down. Actually, if I can get it to open, there we go. We'll go back down on the bottom floor because I'm not trying to avoid the fight yet. I'm not trying to skip out on, you know, the combat, because I need a little bit more experience before we get our next level. Actually, just any experience will get us our next level. I'm surprised we don't have it already, but yep, not quite. Let's open that one because this is gonna allow us to go into a place we haven't seen before. And then, of course, there's the door right there. So let's check out that door before we go in there. Oh, I think it might be locked. Yeah, I think this is locked. Yep, 20. Now, should you unlock it or should you not? I would suggest unlocking it. We don't have a lot of lockpicks, and even with that being said, this is just a faster route through this floor, which you might have to come back through several times. So, yeah, I would suggest opening it up and using this as a... there we go. There's a rat hound already. And the soldier is in the fight as well. You saw that he got the extra little initiative at the very beginning. Now, we do have a rat hound coming across, and he's going to go all the way around this way to get to you because you're standing in the door, which means he cannot attack you. Only one rat hound can at a time because there's no space for the other one. And that's kind of nice. That means that other guy will take care of it for us if we don't get to it first. Holy crap. That is amazing. Okay, let's switch weapons. We'll get a few more actual attacks out of this, and we'll use the cheaper round, which is the most important part for me. There we go. Nice. We just had to remember to actually, you know, reload both weapons at the end of this. Now, I'm going to wait for this guy to come back. He should recognize... Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, he should recognize that it's open again. Now, let's switch back over to our large caliber. Do a little bit of damage to him. Not as much as I thought we'd do. Let's try that again. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay, now let's switch over to our small caliber. One more shot should do it. Oh, no, not quite. There we go. Fantastic. 5 shots, guys. That is amazing. Oh, I love these things. Okay, can't study the rat hound ear anymore. We do get another adrenal gland, so we'll take that. 40 biology, don't quite have that just yet. And rat hound leather, 13 tailoring, 17 quality. I'll definitely take that. Now, we do have the skill to make rat hound armor out of that. I would suggest not doing that until you know which one wants it. There's the armorer who will occasionally take armor. And then there's the guy upstairs who will, on occasion, want the actual skin itself. Shock bolt. Okay, we don't have that one, so we'll definitely take it. You could, of course, always sell these. You don't really get as much money as they cost, though. So I would suggest just, you know, actually learning it the first time. If you get a second one, then yeah, sell it. But learn it the very first time. This is the Protectorate Propaganda. Not surprising that it would be here in one of their own places. And this will be the second out of 8 that we're finding. And then, of course, there's the surveillance room key card, the GMS key. This key card should open the door to the surveillance room somewhere in the GMS compound. So not the key card that he's looking for, I don't think, but one a little bit further down in the dungeon that we're going through. Oh, yes. Blueprint throwing knives. You notice the name is in white, so this is not giving you, like, the in-depth throwing knives. It's just giving you like basic things, and that's what the throwing knife is. But we'll definitely take that because we don't have the recipe for that just yet. Oh yes, another grenade. 8.6 millimeter standard rounds, and we're just gonna get one of those. And then the HE grenade, which we'll definitely take, because we might be using that here in the future. I don't want to give too much away, but that might come in handy pretty soon here, guys. Another little fight to be had. Now, which way do we go? Well, I'm going to go back down so we don't miss anything. and we will definitely go ahead and take a moment once we get over here to put some points into our level, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what we might get as a feat if we do get a feat. Now let's go ahead and put our points into our gun so we get better at that. We'll put it into throwing as well. I'll do hacking and lockpicking because I find those to be essential parts of the game. Some of you guys out there don't really share that and don't really care that much about those. I think they're pretty important if you want to make any cash whatsoever in this game. Let's see. We're gonna do 5 points into tailoring. Actually, no, we're gonna go. That's all we can do is 5 points into tailoring. I was gonna say we're gonna go a little higher than that because we might need 40 here pretty soon. Let's see. Biology. That could make us a little bit of cash, but other than that, not really all that important. Chemistry, that could be pretty nice. Let's go up to 20 on that one to be sure. And electronics, no, let's go to mechanics. Let's max that out. Yeah, 35. Okay, so that's going to be good. Tailoring and mechanics, those are going to be our armor skills right there. And that's what we really want as maxed out as possible. No other feats, though. Dang it, that sucks. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and accept that. Do I have a kneecap shot in here? I do have a kneecap shot. Let's put that down here. Why was I not using that already, guys? And then, of course, we have burst. Why was I not using burst? Oh, burst is already here. Rapidly fires 5 bullets, reduced precision. I don't know why I wasn't using that. Jeez. I do apologize, guys. I had some extra skills in here that I was just completely ignoring. And they definitely would have come in handy, too. Well, now that I remember, again, this is the first time I've ever played SMG build, so there will be some lapses here, hopefully not too many, because that probably would have helped in that really big fight of ours. That definitely would have helped, actually. Let's go ahead and turn the power back on if we can. Let's look at this. Power station, GMS auxiliary, power slots 4. Current status, auxiliary 1 surveillance system locked. Commons locked. Auxiliary lights not locked. And auxiliary 4 is free. So let's see, should we turn the lights on auxiliary 3? None, lights, or elevator. Well, I'm going to leave it on lights. Yeah, lights is good. And let's do 4. We'll turn that on to the elevator. So now the elevator has power, so we can use that if we really, really want to. I kind of like going on the stairs the very first time. Clear those out if there's any mobs in there. Because I don't believe you can use stairs when you're in a fight. So just kind of be careful of that. Let's see, what is the 50% chance? Now I'm just going to hit it with a 5mm. I don't want to waste the good rounds on this one. There we go. Now let's see. Yeah, we're just going to keep hitting it. Oh, man, we missed it. Waste of ammo. Dang it. Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to let him get it closer. I could always use the rounds, but they're expensive, so I really, really don't want to. Okay, let's try our burst. Oh, 84% chance, yeah. Holy crap, yes. I love it. I love it. Holy crap. Oh, man, why wasn't I using that? Oh, jeez. So much ammo, though. So much ammo. 82% chance? That's good enough. That's good enough for me. There we go. Holy crap. 34 critical hit, guys. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and try the knee shot. 82% chance we'll hit him. Okay. Yeah, it might work. Oh, and his knee is wounded, which means I don't think he can move. Yeah, he can't move, so let's go ahead and end our turn. No, he's still moving, and he took a little bit of damage. I just don't think he can move as far. Oh, yes. I love these special things now. Oh, this is why this guy is really one of the best classes I've heard. Adrenal gland, biology 40, and tailoring 12, quality 15 for the Rat Hound leather. So that's 2 guys right there. Before we go any further, we need to reload our ammo. So 7.62 needs to get reloaded, although I'm not on that weapon at the moment. So let's do our 5mm. There we go. Let's switch over to the other one and reload that one. Only 4 rounds on that one because we're using the burst. The burst is going to go through our freaking ammo like crazy. But definitely worth it. It's either go through the ammo one at a time or go through it in a burst. And yeah, do it in a burst. Because why not? Okay, we've already gone that direction. Let's come over here. There'll probably be one more Rat Hound over here somewhere. At least there usually is. Maybe up here on the top. Although I don't hear the howling anymore. So maybe we've cleared out all the Rat Hounds. Let's see. Destroyed bot. Kind of a precursor of what to expect to come, guys. A destroyed bot, not exactly a good sign. Electronic scraps 3 and metal scraps 6, so we're taking all of that. Junk pile, yeah, definitely take out the junk pile. Oh, man. 12.7 millimeter casings. Don't really need that. And you can see the computer screens right over here have been destroyed. I don't think those were in the last expansion or the last version of the game that I played. I think they've added that. They've added some graphics to the game that are really quite cool. Lock 25. Well, we definitely have the ability to open that up. And this is why I like the lockpick skill, guy. You would not be able to get in here very easily otherwise. Of course, you could... Oh, it's impossible? Oh, it's hacking. Why did I do that? Okay, let's use our hacking ability. You could always try using the ventilation shaft and bypass the door. That is always an option, but remember, even once you get on the inside, you can't open the door from the inside without hacking it. It doesn't really quite make a lot of sense that way. Ooh, and I discovered a safe. Where did I discover the safe? And that's because I have a high perception. This is not something I ever found, lockpick 30, the last time I came through. So even if you know the safe is here, you can't discover it without that perception check. So you might be able to find a few items that give you that perception check and wear it because you know it's here. But other than that, no, you need that skill. 7.62 millimeter standard rounds, 10 of them. And we got another Hawker, 8 to 20 damage. Not bad, but it's only a handgun, so we'll probably end up selling that. And then we got 25 stilling coins, and we're definitely going to take those because we're going to use those at some point here in the future. Not just yet, but definitely going to come in handy. Oh, we got a backpack in here as well. What do we get? Oh, another Omega ID card. This is going to be 6 out of 10. And we also get a key for the GMS. You found this key in the locked room in GMS Compound level 1. So I like how it tells you where you found it. Okay, so that's all that's in here. Let's come back out here. This way out here is not part of this mission. This will lead you to another part of the map. I don't want to give anything too much away on that one, but yeah, it's not part of this mission, so kind of avoid that for now. Let's go ahead and check. Just to be safe, let's actually put these on, or not on, but discover them, mim them. And where's my Omni tool? Where's my Omni tool? There's one right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go inside the ventilation shaft just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Because again, as I said, there's sometimes enemies in here. And, with the advent of not using our mage skill, we're going to need extra money. And that means we're going to need more Radhound leather than we already have. So yeah, I want to try to get as much experience as we possibly can, especially before this next fight that I know is coming, that I'm not really looking forward to because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And, oh, look at that. There is a Radhound right there. Now, if I come out, he'll initially see me first. So now that I know he's there, I can always plan my attack out. I'll be like, okay, I can go a little further away and initiate combat myself. So I'll get that first shot. But I just wanted to make sure there's nothing in here that we might be missing. No, that's pretty much it, guys. That's all that's in here. No secret rooms, no nothing else. That will take me back to the beginning. Let's check this out on this side. Now, we did miss this spot over here, so we could always come back and check that out as well. I don't think there was anything there, though. Let's come out this way. And, of course, the enemy is right here. We're not going to get that first initial hit, but we will go ahead and initiate combat. There he is right there. He's going to get 1, 2, 3 hits on me. Yeah, 3 hits. Okay, let's do burst. I just like watching this one go to work. Oh, yes, I love it. And he's still not dead? Seriously? Well, now you are, punk. Oh, man. 5 rounds, but it probably would have taken 5 rounds to kill him regardless. So what do we get here? Tailoring 9, quality 12. Wow, that is pretty crappy. That is absolutely horrible. Lock 20. Okay, let's go ahead and pick that lock. Now, you can, as I said before, take the elevator, but I'm going to go down the stairs just to show you guys where it is. And again, like I said, impossible. What is it, hacked? Yeah, it's hacking instead of lockpicking. I need to pay attention to that. What do we got here? Completely drained, so let's go ahead and charge it up real quick, and then we'll go ahead and open it up with that hacking tool. Remember, this hacking tool only uses 5 each time, but because it's a Mark 1. There is a Mach 2 hacksaw, and I think there's a Mach 3 at least that I've seen before. The Mach 2 will use 10 power each time it does a hack, and the 3, I believe, uses 15 or even 20 for hacking. So if you don't absolutely need the better one... Oh, there we go. We got a fight already. Okay. Let's switch over to our good round, and I'll do an aim shot. Oh, you can't be serious. That sucks. Okay, well, then we'll switch back over to our crappy one. Actually, it didn't waste the good round, huh? Wonder why. I don't know. Or actually, it wasted the good round. It didn't waste the aim shot, which is what I was more upset about. Now, it wasted the aim shot and still didn't hit anything. You suck, dude. You really, really suck. I can't hit him over here. It must be bugged or something. Okay, let's leave the room and end our shot, or end our turn. There he is. Now, let's go ahead and waste some ammo on this guy and see if we can kill him. Oh, man, I am never going to get tired of that. Absolutely never going to get tired of that. Let's end combat and come in here and open our locker. Nope, it's still locked. Okay, let's use our lockpick. Wow, I love the SMG, guys. I am absolutely in love with it. I know the mage is a fantastic, you know, utterly fantastic, what is this, 762, where's my, there it is. You know, fantastic class, and so easy to play, and I would highly suggest anybody just coming into the game for the very first time. Ooh, 5mm W2C rounds. Nice, 15 of those and a bandage. You know, to definitely play that class. What is this? Oh, adrenal shot. Yeah, adrenaline shot, I should say. Let's see, what else? Oh, yes, HE grenade and a frag grenade. Which one to use? It really depends on the situation. This one is 20 to 30 heat damage along with 30 to 45 mechanical damage. And the frag grenade does 20 to 24 heat damage, same as the other one. But it also does 3 to 7 shrapnel damage, each shrapnel dealing 13 to 20 mechanical damage. Targets closer to detonation have a greater chance to receiving shrapnel. So I would go with this one if the targets are all really close by, and then the HE grenade if they're spread out, because this one just does an even amount of damage to everybody who gets hit, regardless of where they are in the area. This one going to decimate people the closer they are. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind. We're also getting one more Omega ID card. This will be number 7 out of 10, so we're definitely going to take that. Oh man, I love the fact that we got our grenade, and I should put one of those on before we go down in a second. Let's see, should we open up the ventilation shaft? I guess we could. Yeah, might as well, because I don't think we actually saw the ventilation shaft in this area open, so that might be a whole nother side. And while we're in here, I'm going to go with the HE grenade and put that on. I did leave my nets on, mainly for the fact that I don't really need them for anything else. They don't sell for a whole lot of money, and they're not really worthwhile for any other reason. Okay, so that's all that is right there. Except that I can use them in combat to potentially stun enemies. This is potentially what they're supposed to do if the strength is not too high. If their strength is too high, it's not going to do a whole lot with them. They're going to resist it, and it's going to be wasted a turn. But in those situations where I think I might not die, and I think I might just go ahead and give it a shot to see how well it will work. That's what I'm leaving it on for, just to see, because I've never really used it in combat, and I'm kind of interested to see if that works very well. Now let's go ahead and save it real quick, because I know, because I know it's coming, and I don't want to have to do this all over again. Although it saves every time you zone, I still want that extra alert. Possible intruders detected. Sentry bots have been activated. Yes, they have, and they are coming, guys. Now, you get a Rat Hound Leather, Quality 28, Tailoring 22. There is a ventilation shaft here you can jump inside. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to come down here into the room, shut the door. I'm going to come over here and shut the door as well. And now I'm safe inside here. The moment I open up the door, though, however, I will not be any longer. Rat Hound Leather Armor, 18 Mechanical, 7 Cold, Penalty to Armor 10, and Persuasion decreased by 3. Caltrops. We can definitely pick those up, and adaptive lenses. This is a standard auto adaptive lens that enhances mid to long range vision of any eye. What was it on there? Mechanics 15, electronics 15. So that's kind of interesting. Usually I got boots in there. I didn't get any boots this time. 7.62mm casing, 9 of them. We'll take that. What do we got here? Ooh, nice. We're getting a lot of these. Blueprints gas grenade contains instructions on how to create a gas grenade. I don't think I ever made any of those last time. I don't think I even got the skill for that before. Well, let's go ahead and mim that real quick. Put that on there. And then while we're in there, I should say, we're going to go ahead and open up the ventilation shaft. Now, how do you do this area? What is the best technique? My suggestion, go inside the ventilation shaft if you're not very good at fighting. There's going to be rat hounds in here, and there's one right there in front of us. There's going to be rat hounds in here, but it's easier to take the rat hounds out than it is the robots that are down below. And yeah, they are going to really, really cause you some serious issues. And you're probably going to have to run back to town to get healed up quite a few times, or use a lot of your bandages and, health hypos. So it's up to you which route you want to go on that one. But if you come into the ventilation shaft, you can at least, kill off a few rat hounds, and then somewhere down the road, you can look through the ventilation shaft and decide for yourself whether you want to take the robots on. Save it before you do, though. Just a little word of advice, guys. Save it before you do. You're gonna thank me later. Quite a few times, actually. Let's see. Maybe we might be able to kill him. There we go. Probably shouldn't use the knee block on that guy, but it's alright. It will come back here in a second. And before I move anywhere else, especially on a corner piece like that to loot that body, I'm going to wait for those skills to come back. Because you never know. You go to that corner piece and there's 4, 5, 6 rat hounds waiting for you on the other side. You're going to want those skills. And if you go into combat before they're done, instead of 7 or 8 seconds, it's going to be 3 or 4 or 5 turns before it comes back. So just give yourself that little extra advantage when you enter combat. Make sure you have everything you need. Healthy animal heart 25, definitely going to take that. This game rewards the patience. If you go into it very willy-nilly, you're going to have some bad days. There's nothing here yet, but the robots, as I've mentioned before, they do roam. They have a set, path that they take, that they roam around in. You're going to, you go down there and you're like, oh, there's nothing down there. I can pop down there real quick. And then a few seconds later, they show up. There also is something else to be aware of, guys. And I kind of hate just giving everything away, but, for those of you who don't want to go down the hard route of, finding out things for yourself, especially some pretty nasty things for yourself, there's cameras down there. And the cameras will alert the robots of your presence as well. So be very, very cautious of that. Let's see, can we kill this guy? Maybe not. Nope, we're going to miss. Oh, there we go. Wow, okay. Get a nice little hit on there. I'll definitely take that. And we need to reload this guy here pretty soon. What do we got here? Quality 33, tailoring 26 for rat hound leather. That is actually one of the nicest pieces we found so far for rat hound leather, so I like that. We're going through our 5mm rounds pretty quick, so we're going to have to buy more the next time we go back to town. Now, this is open. This is open, so if you click on it right now, it's going to take you through it right there. If you want to peek, you have to right-click on it and say peek through to make sure there's nothing in there. There is, however, something in there, which is why I mentioned this, because I've jumped down there before when I had very, very little life, just thinking, oh, it's already open. I must have opened it. Somebody opened it. Something went on, and I died down here. So it does not save it when you go from one ventilation shaft to the ground. That is something you have to do yourself. It's not an actual screen. So I went ahead and got that extra one less turn because he was way over here on the other side. If you can time it that way, fantastic. If not, just go ahead and wipe the floor with him. In fact, instead of using that, I think I'm going to use the burst and see if we can kill him off in one shot. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, I love that. So much ammo, though. Okay, end our turn. What do we got? Adrenal gland, biology 40. Remember, you can turn that stuff in to items that then you can go and sell. We got another Omega ID card, 7 out of 10, so this is going to be number 8. I think we have to... Yeah, we have to hack that door to open it up, so let's go ahead and do that now. Maybe not a good idea. I know there is one that roams over here, so we might get into trouble, but at least it's open, and we might be able to run across the hallway. There's a robot right there. You guys can see it. And then there's the security camera who's going to see us here in just a second. The trap door is actually where we're going right now. The trap door is where we're going, although we're not going to skip by all this stuff. We're going to go in and get everything we need. Bolt, 3 of them, and then the propaganda from the Protectorate. This will be the number 3. Oh, crap, there he is. Oh, jeez, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, let's get up here and use our burst. Maybe we can... crap, it didn't do any damage. It did absolutely no damage, guys. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I never tried using a weapon on these things before. Oh man. Can we do it? 9 critical? Really? Really? That's all it's going to do. What do I got in here that can do? Do I have an EMP grenade? I don't, do I? No. No, I don't. Dang it. That is going to suck, guys. Yeah. Whew, yeah, this is going to be rough. Oh, man, I don't even know what to do. I'm going to keep using the good rounds because that seems to be the only only option we have. Let's use the knee thing. I don't think that's going to do anything to this thing. Oh, no, it didn't do jack. Oh, man. Stun. Yes, I knew it was coming. Freaking, that is why these things suck so bad. They stun you, they stun you, they stun you, and then they stun you some more, and when you're done being stunned, they do it all over again. So, yeah, there's my entire turn right there. I have to end my turn because I'm stunned. Now let's wait for the grenade. There's a grenade. I'm stunned all over again and dead. Oh my god. Let's resume last save. Jeez, guys, I do apologize. Not much you can do about that. They are just really tough mobs. They just, I hate those guys. I absolutely hate robots. Let's go ahead and loot all this stuff again. Get back into this room. Close the door behind us. Let's run over here and close the door on this side. Remember to close this door because it's open when you first come down here. And it will spell doom for you, like I said before. We're going to loot all this stuff again. Remember, every time you load into it, you do have a chance that something different will be on these shelves. Thankfully, we went ahead and got that again, so that's not too bad. And we'll have to kill all these rat hounds and things of the sort. I think what we're going to go ahead and do, guys, is actually end the episode here. In between this episode and the next one, I'm going to go back up there. I'm going to kill all the rat hounds that we had already killed. I will save it before we take on another one of those robots. And I may or may not try taking on those guys, or at least the one that we found, off camera. See if maybe I can kill it so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me run back to town over and over and over and over again, because that's kind of what you're going to need to do for those, if you can do it at all. You got to remember, they're going to do a lot of damage to you, and you're going to do very little to them. I would almost suggest just bypassing them altogether, but I like to get the loot that those guys drop. I like to get the experience that they offer, and so I usually will put up with it. I'll put up with the 10-15 minute extra ad time for me running back to town versus leaving those guys by themselves. So that's just my style of gameplay. I'm going to clear out this entire area up here for the area that we went. I think I'm going the wrong way, actually, so I'll go back the way we came and go through that one door. But again, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all next time.